Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. How's everybody doing this Sunday? I'm going to take a minute to share this to the group. If you hop on, say hello. So I know that you're here. So today we're going to make the Sweet and Spooky kit by Stampin' Up. These little treat bags. I'm really excited about this. Did anyone get this kit? Hi, Jeannie. I'm making the Sweet and Spooky kit today. These little treat bags. So let me open this up. Okay, let's see, I got it here. Okay, I just sent an at everyone comment on the thread. Send an at everyone. Hi, Jean. Okay, so let's get started. Today we're making this Sweet and Spooky kit. These are treat bags for Halloween, obviously. And these are part of the Stampin' Up! Kits collection. So Stampin' Up! Offers these kind of pre-packaged kits like this. Most of them are cards. Once in a while, they will have a crafting kit like this, but most of the kits are card kits. In fact, let me show you one over here. Okay, so like this is one that I have on my stash that makes a birthday card. Well, I would say congratulations, very proud of you, oh happy day, and it's got these honeycomb things in when you open them up, but everything you need comes in these kits. So like I said, most of the time they are cards. And it comes with everything that you need, adhesive included. And I want to bring to your attention that, hi Diana, that starting tomorrow through the 6th, so I think tomorrow's the 4th, so the 4th through the 6th, Stampin' Up! Is actually having up to 30% off of the kids collection. So any of these kits, you know, that look like this, hi Dee, so any of the kits will be up to 30% off starting tomorrow. So all of the kits. Okay, the card making kits and any crafting kit like so. Actually 3 new kits dropped at the beginning of the month. There's one that's a nutcracker like gift tag set. I think it makes 12 tags. that have nutcrackers. There's one that's a Christmas card kit. Oh, so it's the 6th through the 8th. Yeah, so the sale is the 6th through the 8th. It's the next 3 days. So 6th, 7th, and 8th is this kit. So this didn't have the date on it, but it starts tomorrow. So 6th, 7th, and 8th is the kit sale. So up to 30% off. But there's the new nutcracker tags, and then there's a Christmas card set. I was trying to find the name of it here. It's called something like Calm and Bright, something like that. It is basically white snow and like pastel colors, but it makes, I think it makes 9 cards. I have a post going live tomorrow about them. So it makes 9 cards. So if you want to get some Christmas cards done, that's a great way, and they're 30% off, or up to 30% off. I can't see what the prices are yet. And then the third kit is a really interesting kit. It is I think they call it like Christmas Memories little book, a mini book, like a brag book kind of. I don't know if you guys remember when I did the travel book, not this year, but last year in the dorm room. It's like that one. So those are the 3 new kits. And then there's a lot of other kits too, but those are the 3 new kits. So all of them are up to 30% off. So starting tomorrow. So check that out. Hi, Julie. So if you had your eyes on a kit, starting tomorrow is the day that you should get them. And then while you're shopping for the kits, I just want to remind you that the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar is still available. It's, a nice calendar you can open up, for the 12 days of Christmas. I've seen, I didn't mean to, but somebody posted some videos on TikTok, and I saw the first 3 boxes. And so there's dies, there's paper, and then there's embellishments, or the first, I think, 3. And they're exclusive. They're not available in the catalog. They're not things that are in the catalog. So they're exclusive to the Advent calendar. So those are still available. And then all through the month of October is the Join special. And so truthfully, if you are going to be purchasing anything, more than $35 worth of product in this month, you should maybe just do the Join special, even if you don't plan to do anything, with being a demonstrator, but you can get $125 worth of products for $35. So imagine how many kits you can get for $125 and only pay $35. So, you get the bonus of them being on sale plus this amazing deal. And this is, I don't know when it printed off. It didn't print the best. I kind of cut some of the pieces off, but this is the team that I'm on. Hi, Jean. So, Jean, I was just talking about the Join special. There's $35 worth of product, or $125 worth of product for $35, or you can do $189 for $99 of product. So depending on how much you want, like if you want the Advent calendar, which is I think $99, you can get it with this deal. And plus you get another $25 worth of product, and it would only cost you $35. But this is the team that I am on. My team is the Hearts of Gold, and we are a member of they're called the Clomp and Stampers group. So these are just the Clomp and Stampers demonstrators that were at the Stampin' Up convention last year. And they were at the convention and they came to this meet and greet. So there might have been people that were there that didn't come to the meet and greet. So here I am right here. And then my upline is Sigrid. And I know she's in here because she was there. Oh, here, this is my upline, Sigrid. And then her upline is Tina. And we all came from Close to My Heart. And when Tina came over, she joined the Clomp and Stampers, which it's her team. So all of these guys are somewhere in that Clomp and Stampers team. Remember, Jeline, who was my upline before, was under Tina, but then Jeline cut out and I signed up under Sigrid, who was also under Jeline. And then there's Tina. So it's a very dynamic group, and Jackie, I was trying to think of her name. Jackie, the leader of the Clomp and Stampers, does a lot of training, but her Facebook page is really active, and she posts about all of these things. She keeps us up to date. Actually, she made this graphic for us to use. So I mean, that's the kind of team that they are. They help you do all of these things. And then there's team challenges and different things to keep you going and up to date. Anyway, now is the time to join, even if you don't want to really be a demonstrator. If you just want the discount, or if you just want to get, $125 worth of product for $35, because you want to get that advent calendar. So, okay, but today's project, we're working on this. And that's what started this whole conversation, because this is a kit, and then the kits are all going on sale 30% off starting tomorrow. Or it says up to 30% off, so I don't know what that means, but up to 30% off starting tomorrow for 3 days. So if you have your eyes on any kits, tomorrow is the day. But if you're going to buy more than one kit, you really should maybe do the sign up special. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. Today we're doing the Sweet and Spooky kit for Halloween treat bags. So this is one of the kits that they offer. Remember, these kits are all inclusive. They've got everything that you need. So we'll see how these go together. Let's see what's in this kit. You've got the little treat boxes. Let's see. And it looks like there's 3 designs. So this one's really cool, and it's got iridescent ghosts. I don't know, can you see those iridescent ghosts? And then some jack-o'-lanterns. So that's one design. And then there's these ones with the stars, and they're different colors. This one, actually, I think you could use these as like a birthday treat boxes, because, it doesn't say Halloween on them, although the decorations are very much Halloween, but the boxes themselves you can use for other things. And then there's these ones, which I think are my favorite, the little house. Oh, I should have brought down the haunted home thing that Jean and I put together. There's a kit that's got the haunted houses, and it's like a paper crafting kit. It's kind of like you make a gingerbread house, but it's Halloween, and it's paper, paper crafting, paper boards. That was a really fun kit. Actually, that'll be up to 30% off tomorrow if you wanted to get that. Okay, and then you get these tags for all of the treat bags. So it looks like all of the treat bags have a tag. So you got the tags. Oh, there's little paper clips. These are super cute paper clips. Where do those go? Oh, I guess those actually go and hold the bags together. That's kind of cute. And then there's this twine. Can you see the twine? Let me get this out of here. This twine is white and black stripe, kind of. Oh, goodness, I can't get this out. Okay, there we go. I wasn't sure if the glare on that was too much. Oh, geez. Wow, and there's these sticks. I can't wait to see what these sticks are for. They almost look like toothpicks. I literally just opened this up right now, so I haven't looked at these. I don't know how, I don't know what comes in all of this, so I'm discovering this along with you. That's how I like to do these kit-togethers is just, experience this with you, because to show you how easy these things are. And then there's these stars that are sort of iridescent. And all the kits come in a box like this, so nice, and you saw it was packaged. If you were on at the beginning, you saw that they come on like a cardboard like this and shrink wrapped. So the package is really nice. It is something you could give as a gift. So, if you want to give somebody like a card kit or something for them to work on, they make really nice gifts. Okay. Julie, what do you think is interesting? The paper clips? That would be my guess. The paper clips you thought were interesting? I don't know. Okay, let's make the first one. So you can see that they come with instructions. And it tells you what to do. And so we're going to try and follow these instructions, okay? It makes, I think, 15 treat bags. Okay? So I'll make maybe one of each. And then if there's something we wanted to try, I can do that. Okay, so let's see. So it looks like we need to put the tear and tape. We need to put tear and tape there, there, and there. And then we need to crease along the lines. Okay, well, let me get my bone folder. Oh, the sticks. Yeah, the sticks are interesting. I don't know where those are going to come into play. Let me see if it shows. Oh, there's a little, they're used for the banner. So it's like a banner. But just think, you could use it if you put like gummies in here, like gummy ghosts or something. If people get it all stuck in their teeth, they could use those like toothpicks. Gotta think outside of the box with these, right? Okay, I'm just folding or creasing along all of the lines. And you can, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if you can see in here. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you can see all these lines here. That's what we're going to fold along. And some of these, I'm not going to use my bone folder because this is like a Y seam here. So, okay, these ones are good. Let's fold this. This one I will maybe use my bone folder. These ones. Okay. So these are the size of, I would say, you know the milk cartons that we used to have in school? They kind of remind me of about that size. Once we put this together, we'll see really if it is, but that's what they look like to me. Okay, so I think I creased along all of those. Yeah. And then it said we have the treat bag thing face up with the designs up, right? And we're putting the tear and tape here, here, and right along here. And then apparently we fold it all together like this. That's my take on these. I think Julie described them last week as IKEA instructions. They are IKEA instructions. I mean, they do give instructions, but you've got to interpret them a little bit. Okay, and then down here. Rhonda, I hope you got home okay this weekend. We got home about midnight last night. So, okay, so let's see. So what I'm going to do, I guess, is meet up this up here. And there, okay. It's meeting up pretty good. And then it looks like we just close all of these. Okay, yeah. So this, you fold the sides in, you fold the piece in that you have the tear and tape, and then you put this on top of it. So then you don't see the tear and tape. Okay, so we got kind of the milk carton look. And then I guess these just go in like this. Oh yeah, so you just push the sides in. Okay. And then it kind of auto closes. Yeah, so these are very much about the size of the school milks that we used to have at school. Oh my gosh, I never do my nails. I feel like I need to do them. You know, Mom and Jeannie get their nails done all of the time, and I can never keep up with it. And so if I go and get my nails done, by the time I make another appointment, they're like all chipped and, you know, all the nail polish is coming off. So I just don't do that. Okay, so let's see. What do we do next? So we're just going to set this aside. And then we'll put together the tag. So it looks like for this tag, we need this. It's like a, what are the colors in here? Let me look at the color. That is fresh Freesia. So fresh Freesia. Fresh Freesia, and then the trick or treat is bubble bath. And then we got this. It's like a polka dot. And we do have the pumpkin too. So we got to find the polka dot tag. Let's see. Maybe it's on under here. Oh yeah, here they are. Okay. And it's the orange polka dot tag. Okay, so that's what we need for this one, for right now, to make the tag. And so it has us cut, and it does tell you how much to cut the twine. It says 15 inches. Okay, so here's the twine. I don't know why I put it back in the bag and sealed it, but I did. It's the OCD in me. Okay, and then I have my cutting mat here, but if you don't, they have they have measurements on here on the paper. Okay, so there's inches here, and then there's centimeters over here. So it doesn't matter what market you're in, if you are in, you know, the US or if you're in the European market, they have both. Oh, wait, I gotta watch these little toothpick things. I'll put those back in here so I don't lose them. Okay, so we're gonna cut this at 15 inches. And they usually give you, I mean, they give you enough to do all of these and then usually a little bit more. So let's do 8 inches and then 7 inches because it doesn't go up to 15. Okay. Okay, so on this one, it looks like we put, first of all, you need to pop the little hole there and put a dimensional, comes with the dimensionals. Let's pop one of these dimensionals, and it's showing on the back right about here. I'm gonna put that there. This one, the orange banner with the silver, like iridescent, they're having us put one kind of right in the middle, but down a little bit. And then let me pop the hole here because we're gonna tie the twine through that, I think. Okay, and then we're putting one on the pumpkin. And then it looks like we need a little ghost. Okay, the ghost is going here. So that's this guy, I think. He doesn't go on the tag, he goes on the house actually. So we need to put a dimensional on him. Okay. And then the trick or treat, there's a lot of dimensionals on this. The trick or treat we put at the bottom. So they do tell you where to put them, and you should kind of pay attention to that because it will help you not to put them in the same place, so it won't like overlap and get too thick at any one spot. Okay, so now let's put these together. So this is the base, and then we're going to put this one on next. Okay. I feel like I put this one a little bit too high. Well, we'll leave it there, but I think it might overlap with that pumpkin. Okay, and this we're gonna line up, I'm lining up the little holes so that, because I know I'm gonna put the twine through that. Okay. And then the trick or treat goes on top of that. Oh, and I didn't punch the little hole out for this one. Okay, put that there. And then the pumpkin. Here, cute. And you can see it's got a multi-layers, but the good thing about this is you're not sending it in an envelope through the mail, so it's okay if it's got many layers. Now, I personally, I don't know, you know me, I like more than one dimensional on these, but I'm doing what it says there. Okay, and then we are going to, then we need the 3 stars. Okay, so these iridescent stars. And And they have us put them one here, and one up here. So this one is going to go, I'm going to put it here. And these are fairly sturdy. These are, I would say they're, I don't know if they're plastic, but they're solid dimensional. Okay, one goes here. They're not, it's not a sequin is kind of what I mean. It's pretty substantial. Okay, now we need to, I guess, tie a bow. Do they tie it through there? I guess so. Let's try and tie it through here. Okay. I think 15 inches is pretty generous. Okay, I'm not the best bow maker. I need to like take a class in bow making. Okay. Okay, we got our little bow. I'm going to maybe make it a little bit smaller. You know, if I were on the next ones, I might cut these at 12 inches instead of 15 inches. I don't think you need, unless you use the string. I don't think so, because the strings doesn't look like they do anything else with it. They don't tie it. Okay, so let's trim this a little bit. So you can see, this is why I'm saying I don't think you need 15 inches. I'm going to do 12 inches the next time. Okay. And then we use one of the paper clips. It is a very dimensional tag. But like I said, you're not putting it through the mail in an envelope, so I guess it's okay. So I'm going to close it with this. And I love these little orange. I'm going to keep these. I would keep these. If I were the recipient, I would keep these. And then there is one on the back, that it sticks to the... so it looks like the front of the door is on the side, and then these ones you can put here. Okay, it does have the, so I'm going to put it like this. Okay, so it is sticking. I did stick this to the top right there. I don't know if you can see, but it is stuck down to here. And then the paper clip can go over the tag and keep it closed. So it's kind of an interesting design. Okay, there we go. And then obviously before you do that, you would put your treats in there. You could put your little Snickers bar. That's what I will be putting in mine probably, because that's my favorite. How many people buy trick-or-treat candy that they like? Because that's what I do. I buy the stuff I like in case we have any left over. Okay, now we need to put the ghost on, and he goes on the side by where the door is. So he goes right here, and he is iridescent. He is really cute. So there is the first treat bag, and you can make 5 of these, of this design, from the kit. 5 of these. Okay. So what's your favorite candy? What kind of candy do you buy? I buy Snickers. But usually I'll buy that mix that has the Snickers in it. So it'll have like those little Snickers or Milky Way or sometimes it'll have like Crackle or Mr. Goodbar. I sometimes get those. But actually, you would put a lot of those in here. I might have to rethink that because if you're going to fill this up, it would fill that a lot. Okay, there's box number 1. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I do love those too. I do love those too. Okay, let's do box number 2. And that one we use the stars. Okay, and it's obviously it's done the same way. So I'm going to fold along all of the creases. Okay, and then these ones. And then these ones at the top, you do want to fold because when you squeeze this together, having it kind of already trained a little bit helps make it go in. Because all I did was kind of push them together and it automatically kind of made that shape. And I think that's because I, have trained on these creases here. Yeah, that is very nice because that's what I'm planning on doing. I already know what I'm going to do with my treat bags and I'm going to fill them later. Because actually what I'm going to put in them, I don't want to be out exposed to the air very long or they will get stale. Okay, I think that's, I'm going to do these ones. Actually, I could probably fold it along here. Pretty good. Okay, so let's do like the last one. We need to put it, the tear and tape here, here, and here. So the tear and tape is just like it sounds. You just put it down and then you tear it. You don't need scissors. You know what this kind of reminds me of? This stuff. Remember the Creative Memories, the little square tabs, which I love for scrapbooking, and I wish I could really find those still. But that wasn't Creative Memories. It was the little, I don't know what the brand is. I still have mine. My Hermes, I think that's Herma, my Herma. I can't find the refills or whatever, but you remember these all came on a roll like this, and then there was always that piece of like backing that was left over. Those are my favorite. That is actually my favorite adhesive for scrapbooking. So I'm going to rub these a little bit to make sure it sticks good. And then make sure you're doing it on the good side, the side you want to be facing out. So let's do these two. And make the box shape. And then I'm just matching up the seams. So like the top here of this seam, I'm going to match there with that seam. And then this mid seam, and then the bottom seam I'm matching up. So there's a seam here, so you want that to be the same all the way around, and then there's this seam here, at the bottom. Okay, and then to fold the bottom in, let's take the backing off of that one. You want to fold in the sides first, then the side with the adhesive, and then put this on the top so it holds it all together. So there we go. And then you just push the top together like that, and these, you see how easily these pieces went in? Well, this one maybe a little bit, maybe I didn't fold that one so good, but there we go. It kind of goes right in like a milk carton because I pre-creased that. So I'm going to close this with the paper clip just while I'm making the tag. Okay. And then let's make the tag for this. Okay, for this tag, we're using, it looks like the orange tag. The tag that says, "Hey Boo." And then the bat. Okay, so for this one, oh, and we also need, what is it? The black tag here. With the silver dots. I sure miss my Herma. Does anybody know if you can get these refills? Michael's, they don't have them anymore. So, okay, I'm going to punch out the holes here with my, this has a name, but I call it my Poke Tool. Okay. So on the black tag with the silver, we're going to put a dimensional kind of right here. Okay. On the orange tag, we're going to put a dimensional right here. And then on the Hey Boo tag, we are going to put a dimensional kind of right here. Okay? And then the bat, they actually have us cut one of these in half. And we're only putting it, apparently, up here. Put it right like this. I'm gonna just put it on his body. Okay. So, here's the orange one. That's the base. This one, the black with the dots, we're gonna put on next. I took off the backing off of the dimensional, and I'm going to line up the holes because that's where I'm going to put the twine. Okay, and then the Hey Boo is going to go on top of that. Again, I'm going to line up the holes at the top up here. Okay, and that's stuck. And then we put the bat on top. And the bat kind of looks like it's going down here where it says boo. So I'm going to put it like right there. Okay, and then we do add 3 stars, one there, and one there. So here are the stars. Let me see. Can you see how dimensional that is? Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can actually have you see that, but it's very dimensional. Okay, that's going to go here. And it's also iridescent. This one is going to go here. And then this one goes up here. There is a little teeny star. I don't know if you can see the star right there. And then some dots there. So, okay, so let's cut. This one says 15 inches. Let's try it with the 12 inches because I really think that that's going to be long enough. So let's do 12 inches. And I'm going to use my mat. But you can also use your instructions. Has that on there, right? It has the ruler. You think they're an EK Success product now? I don't have to see. Okay. Okay. I mean, I think 12 is going to be good. Is it going to be harder to tie? Maybe. But I don't think so. And I think we'll waste less. And if you waste less, you can have it for other projects. That's what I like. These kits often come with, you know, these kinds of things. Like I probably will have these stars left over that I can use for other projects, and I do tend to use these. Okay. You know, on other things that are left, if they're left over. Especially the dimensionals. I always have dimensionals left over. And, I mean, really, that's most of my dimensionals I get from my kits. I'm not sure how often I even have ordered dimensionals. Okay. These are good. I'm going to cut this one a little bit, but I think the 12 inches is plenty. Okay, and now all we have to do is paper clip this to the top. And we are down kit number, or, you know, design number 2. So cute. Okay, so here is box 1, which is my favorite with the house. I like the little house, box 1, and then treat box 2. Okay, and then there's one more design. What do you guys think about this this kit so far? So cute. Okay, now the last one is this one, and this is a really pretty background. Okay, so let's do the same for these ones. Going to fold along all of the score lines. And I love that these come, you know, pre-cut and scored. I mean, because, you know, truthfully, this is a shape that I could measure and, you know, we could make boxes like this. I can't remember if I've done a milk carton treat bag before. I've done other bags, but you can do these with your own paper. This is sturdier. It's kind of like cardstock, you know, so it's has nice thickness. It's sturdy, and it's already done for you. That's the best part. Okay. And these papers are exclusive to the kit. So it's not part of the Sweet and Spooky collection. Like the papers, they're different papers. Okay, we got these, got this. Again, I'm just folding along all of these score lines to make it easier when I go to push them together. Okay. Okay, now let's put the why can't I think of what this is called? Tearing tape. A tearing tape. Now remember, your paper should be face up. Put it here on the edge. Tear it here. And tear it. And then here. I like that this design has got all of the creatures. It's got the jack-o'-lanterns, it's got the ghost, and it's got the bats on it. And they're shiny. The measurements of the finished box, okay. Okay, the box is, looks like 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 sides. Yeah, so it's all 2.5. And then these top pieces, let me measure this one. This top piece, those are 1 3/4. And then obviously the 2.5 this way. So this is 1 3/4 here. And then the very top is about 3/4, maybe 7/8. This top part, like this part right here, is about 7/8. So this is what I say, 1 3/4 for here, and then 7/8 here, and then all the sides are 2.5. I mean, pretty much. The only thing that's different is from what I remember, the top part of the milk, you know, where you used to have to tear it apart and it never like would come apart. This seems a little bit taller than what it was, but other than that, it feels pretty much about that size. Okay. So let's take off the backing of these. This one I don't feel like I must not have really pre-folded these very well. Okay. Now we're going to just line these pieces up. There and there. There and there. Okay. And then these ones, the side pieces go in first, and then the piece with the adhesive, let's take the backing off of that. And you want, before you put this down, you want to make sure you've squared it up, because it can get wonky, and you don't want to stick this down when it's in a wonky shape, because you want it to be nice and square. Okay, then I'm just going to push in the sides that have the, you know, the angles, and there we go. This guy doesn't like to. There we go. Okay. Let's take one of the paper clips. This guy is like closing wonky. It's like, get the one side good, the other side is not good. That to be out, that to be, okay, there we go. I got it. Put the paper clip, just to keep it closed in this shape. And these paper clips are tight. Okay, so let's put this aside until we make the tag. And this is the one that's going to use the toothpick things. Okay, so in this one we need the fresh Freesia, looks like, tag. And we need the black tag with the stars. Okay, so we've used all of these. And then we need the ghost. and then the eek. So let's see how we put these together. Okay, so on the first Freesia tag, we're going to put a dimensional down here. With the black tag, we're going to put it like right here. With the ghost, we're going to put it on the back, kind of right in the back of his head. Okay, and then I need to punch out the holes for the twine bow. Oh, this one's off, so it's off to the side a little bit on this one. Okay, so let's put the black tag onto the fresh Freesia tag, lining up the holes. There we go. So you can see it's kind of off center there. And then we're going to put the ghost on. And he goes about right like this, his arm, and that's kind of hanging off a little bit. And then it looks like there's one star that goes down here. So it makes it kind of look like, you know, it's got the 3 stars here. Okay, and now let's do the twine. And again, I'm going to do 12 inches. It says 15, but I'm going to do 12. Okay. And how I'm doing this is I'm just threading it through the hole and then kind of tying it to keep the top of the tags together. And then I make a bow. Okay, there we go. And then you want to make it a little bit prettied it up. Okay, there we go. I do think I'm going to make the bow part a little bit smaller on this one. Let's see. Okay, and then I am going to cut it a little bit shorter because we are going to be putting the banner. So that's, I don't know, I'm going to cut this like this for right now. Okay, so I've got the bow. Now let's see what it says to do here. Okay, so crease, we got crease this. So there is, you see there's a crease there. You might bone folder and get a good crease. And then it says to put tear and tape on both sides of that. Okay. Let's see. Well, it's just the right width. I mean, it's okay. And you could tear this. I am trying to be more precise and using my scissors, but you don't need to. Okay. Take the backing off. And then we stick one of those toothpick things in there. Okay, now these, it's kind of pointy on both sides. This is probably, I would not probably give this one to my grandson, Monroe, you know, just because it's pointy, but, and I'm going to stick it in here like this onto one of the tear and tape, and then apparently that gets pushed around it. That seem right? You want, it looks like you want it kind of close to the inside. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Oh, shoot. Look at me. When you do it, make sure that it's right side up. You want to put your stick so that this is right side up. Pay attention to what you're doing. Learn from my mistakes. There we go. There. And there we go. Eek. And then what do? Okay, then we put a dimensional here. Okay. So let's put this on here first. Oh, take the little backing off of here. I actually put this right by where the crease was. So I'm going to move it up a little bit. So I'm going to do it so that this is sticking there, and then put the paper clip here. Okay. Make the bow cute again. And then when everything's to your liking, what did I do? Okay, when everything's to your liking, put your little flag on. And you want to make it look like the ghost is holding it. And this does have a sticky, and that's how it's sticking on it, like that. And I'm going to make this bow a little bit smaller, because you want to be able to see the ghost face, I think. Okay, there we go. So here it is, this one. Cute. So cute. And then, again, you have enough to make 15 of these. So 5 of each of the 3 designs, which here they are. Here's a picture of all of the kit components. You can also, there's a QR code on the back of the instructions that you can use, and it does there's a video. It takes you to a YouTube video that does a quick run through of these, you know, how to put this together. So, there we go. Now this is, did we put, yeah, we did put the star there. This is part of the Sweet and Spooky, like, Halloween set. Which you remember, I've done several projects with this. You know, there's all of these papers that are really cute. So you can get the paper pack. This one's got like something like these sweet tarts and the candy corn and popsicles, or lollipops, not popsicles, lollipops would be cute to put in here. But I mean, technically you could potentially make milk carton bags like this. And then the paper pack does come with these, let me take these all out. These, you know, punch outs. And if you went to my fall virtual crop, I sent some of those little characters in your make and take collection. You know, this was the make and take that I sent. So this is part of this kit, the Sweet and Spooky kit. You can get bags. They're called iridescent treat bags. So you could, you know, if you just want to make a treat bag, not a box, but a bag like this, you know, you can buy the bags. And we actually made, you know, there was the option to make, use the bag to make a card at the autumn crop, with your supplies. These are like the same supplies that I sent to make, you know, like the treat bag, and I just use it in a card. And then there's the ribbon, iridescent. It's called iridescent ribbon. Really pretty. So this is a whole big collection that you can make. Eek, yeah. Okay, so Julie, you said you like the house box, but these two tags, yeah, those are cute. Very cute. I just put them that way so you could see them. And remember, the kits collection starting tomorrow is 30% off. So if you like kits like this, the time to get it is tomorrow, or tomorrow through the 8th. But I will tell you, some of these things have been going out of stock. I did hear that the Traditions of Christmas paper is out of stock until November 17th. I was planning on doing, remember I said I was going to do the AI generated scrapbook sketch, and that was the paper I was going to use. So I might have to rethink it, but I don't remember what the date was that I was going to do that. So it might be after November 17th. That's the day that I heard that it was going to come back in stock. That's also the kit that's being used for the Stampin' Up craft class that they're offering. The virtual craft class is using that Traditions of Christmas set. So that's already unavailable for right now. So next week we're drawing emphasis to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we are making these, I'm calling it a W fold pop out. I think that's a good name for this. I don't know, it's like a W fold card with a pop out. We're going to make these. I'm going to show you how to make these. You can put this in an envelope. See how it folds flat? It folds flat, and you can put it into an envelope. And this uses the, I think it's called Love and Courage stamp set. And this is it's $3. If you purchase this stamp set, $3 goes towards breast cancer research. So this is the fundraiser for this year. You know, every year they have some kind of product. Last year, I think it was like that traditional Christmas with the like candy cane striped paper and all of that. The like very retro Christmas paper pack. I think money went, I think it was reading. Last year it was something about reading. This year they're supporting breast cancer. So this is what I'm going to be showing you how to make next week. Okay? Okay, so thanks for joining. If you have any questions about the join special to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, remember there's 2 specials you could pick from. $125 worth of product for $35 and $189 worth of product for $99. And there's no obligation to do anything besides get your product for that price. And then you've got the discount, until you don't make your minimums. So again, no obligation, but you get 20% off of all of your purchases after that. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you're going to place an order to do that. But like I said, my team is very, very large and engaged. I'm part of this team. Okay, these aren't all my people. I'm part of this bigger team. But they have like all the information you can want. It is the absolute best team to be part of. I mean, I can't think of one thing that I wish that they would be doing, because they're doing everything that I could ask for. And you don't have to do everything. Like, I haven't been to the past. They have like craft together nights, or they have some meetings and that I haven't been able to attend. But I did do the challenge, the scrapbook challenge last month. You know, they give a sketch every month, and then I made that. So whatever, things to think about if you're going to be placing an order. But I hope you like these little boxes. I'm so excited. I'm going to be filling these up for treats for Halloween. And then there's also the spooky collection that's still available. Okay? I hope to see you next week where we make the Love and Courage cards. Thanks for joining. If you like anything that I talked about, you can go to thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. See you next week. Bye.